Read the disclaimer 13 and up. Hello everyone, and for this video, let us talk about Beyblade X. But more interesting is kind of the cool things that I've been able to take in and learn with Beyblade X that I want to kind of put into this video. As we primarily focused on Drawn Sword and Hell Sight, this will be either cool things I learned that you can do with the bays, launching techniques, and eventually when Wizard Arrow and Night Shield release, we will do an update video. So, before we continue with this video, I want to mention mallofbays.com for the entire month of June. Our entire store is 20% off, except for Beyblade X. This is an optional way to support the channel. I appreciate any support regardless. And we're gonna get started with the first thing, which is on the Ratchets. So the first part I want to go over is going to be the Ratchets. Now, you will probably see some footage playing right about now. So basically a fresh Ratchet when you start off with the Beyblade X bay, super duper tight, but then after when you use it quite a bit, eventually it will get a little bit more looser. Now, I consider this actually a good thing. Basically, it's just a couple of launches, whatever, just like a little bit used, but the benefit of this, difference I'll show you is quite simple. So we'll launch one normal, full strength, and then after we'll launch one where it's used quite a bit. Okay, we're gonna let it run just another time if I can. So now we're gonna get one where it's a little bit more freer and a little bit more looser. So what's the difference here? If you're gonna notice compared to the other one, I wanna say when it's a little bit more looser, like it catches it a lot better. Like it catches the stadium gimmick a lot better. Like when it's a little bit looser, it's a good thing. Now if I try it again, right? It catches the gears more, and for Beyblade X, that is kind of important that you catch the gimmick more, because that's a main part of the gameplay element. It's not that if you have it fresh, it's not usable. Like you can still do it. It's just, to me anyways, it's a lot easier. I mean, it's probably not going to matter too much now because I've already gotten this looser, so my point's going to kind of get mute, but I would say generally, not obviously like 1,000,000,000% whatever, generally your benefit's gonna be that once you use it a bit and it's a little bit looser, use the stadium gimmick more. That's a big advantage in the battles. I would probably recommend just do a couple test launches, 3, 4, 5, just where you feel it's not too, you know, like tight. And that's just like the normal way. This is a normal, very basic normal thing. It's not really wearing down anything, just a basic just to get a little bit looser. Now you can of course say, but also wouldn't that be also the case that if it's a little bit looser, that would probably be a little bit scary for bursting? And my response to that is, my friends, the game's the game. You can't have both things. Unless you want to start off every battle with like 50 new Ratchets per round, game's the game. Game's the game, right? All right, now the next part that's really going to be important is going to be stadium positioning. Depending on which side you are, which I'll put up probably a graphic where it shows up both, but if you are on the left side, you generally have more of an advantage than where you would be on the right side. So if I'm on the left side here, why is there an advantage? So it's mostly because you're more likely, right, to build up that speed. So if I flat launch here, right, more likely to kind of build up that speed to kind of get around to go to there to do the stadium gimmick thing. Now, it doesn't mean all the time, doesn't mean this is 100% an advantage depending on what side you're on. It's just general things to remember and to look out for. I don't really think there's truly a disadvantage side, mostly because of the fact it really depends how you're launching, how are you counter launching against your opponent, a lot of these factors. Now, the only thing that's annoying about the right side is that, you know, it takes a second to build around to get to that point, right? So even if I, you know, do this, my opponent would have probably already done 3, 4, 5 times already building on there. Now, the most important thing is the path these Beyblades take. You gotta focus where you are aiming. You gotta really pay attention to where your opponent is. Focus on that trajectory, because it doesn't mean 100% you are going to be losing or winning depending what side you're on. It really is gonna depend on your opponent. Also, it's the idea that you can also, even if let's say you're on a bad side, like, there are ways to get around it, right? So even though, remember when I was talking before about the bad side, this is why I'm saying it's so important to pay attention to how you're launching. If you try to like throw it, like, you could kind of make it. There are a few things you can do as well, which this might apply to the later types, but if you launch like this here, kind of basic, you already kind of stay in the center, so if you want to get to the center, you can. I don't really think for attack types, the basic flower patterning is really needed. Like if I just tilt this, like you can still technically do it if you want to, kind of. Not really, I guess never mind. Yeah, and you can't really apply the same concepts that you usually can with these things. Okay, well, I mean, the second thing is something I kind of thought was really cool, which is if you basically kind of do like a bay wheels, I'm calling this the bay wheels technique, big text bay wheels technique. Maybe not that low, maybe not that low. But the idea is essentially that, okay, I'm gonna show it up here. So let's say if I'm tilting, right, I'm going at this lower height, and let's say the Beyblade is like this, you're more likely to hit the ratchet to make it burst and explode. So I'm gonna be honest, like, as much as I would like to get another 50 battles in with Hell Scythe, I feel like I kind of demonstrated the point. Beyblade X is a lot more in-depth than you think, which aside from that, I feel this video was, you know, pretty interesting, pretty fun to actually talk about. I never really do videos like this, you know, here and there, so I'm kind of happy I got to do something like this for X. Definitely stamina and defense is going to be really interesting, and that's probably going to take even longer to do. It's kind of easy to do with balance and attack right now because the bits more or less kind of do similar performance, at least on the original two that I have so far. So if it ends up anything changing, you know, maybe I'll do an update again and again and again. But aside from that, that's pretty much it for this video. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. And what do you think of Beyblade X so far from the videos that you have seen? I'm talking about specifically X versus X, and I want to hear some comments say, well, actually, Beyblade X versus the previous generation. No, don't do that, please. I gotta say, X is very interesting, to say the least. I think why I enjoy X so much is that the gameplay is like, it takes so much to go into it, and there's probably like 20 more things I'm probably not even thinking about to talk about with X that I can probably try to compile into a video later. But that'll be it for this video. I want to say thank you all for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and that'll be it for now. Bye.